Greetings and good day, YouTube. How are you doing today? I myself am, of course, pretty excited to start today's outdated YouTube blog thing for the month of May 14th to the 20th for games that I've played over the past stream week. I plan to play in the not-too-distant future and the distant future, as well as any interesting topics of conversation that I came across and an analysis of a show/movie that I'm watched or am watching. Only watched episode 8 of the animated series. I actually did that before I started stream today, but we will get into that later. For the time being, we are going to be... Hold up. There we go. We're going to be going over the games that I've played recently while we go through and do whatever the hell it was that I was doing off stream last. I didn't play this game off stream that much. Maybe not at all. Anyway. So, Friday we continued, I believe continued, Elden Ring. We didn't start Elden Ring on Friday. We started that last week. So, we continued Elden Ring. Since this week has been pretty busy as well as last week, we didn't really go forward and do too much of Elden Ring. But I decided that I think I'm going to just, whatever, like me playing Elden Ring, that is a whole part. It might be a little bit longer for the VODs. But I don't like alt-tabbing when I'm playing that game, because it has a tendency to slow things down, mess things up, possibly close, like, force close some stuff. And when I'm done with the game, I can just exit out and we're good to go. Do I want to do that? Oh, we have a bunch of carrots. So let's go organize those, I guess. I don't know if this is... I showed a lot of this stuff, so yeah, I didn't really do much since we finished up last week. I might have gotten... No, I didn't get any glass. That was stuff that I had done off stream last time. Anyway. 2 days ago, we did Elden Ring into a little bit of Fallout Tactics, Brotherhood of Steel. I will admit that game is a game that I could really enjoy. But I'm not going to play through the entirety of that game for one specific reason. And that specific reason is I know myself too well. I would take way too long setting stuff up. Like, it sometimes would take me an hour of prep in XCOM. And that's the manuals and stuff you go through. You don't have to physically move, like, do inventory management. You just, like, go through, click a couple things, and your guys are set up, right? Like, realistically, if I didn't triple check to make sure I had everything, which I do that sometimes, and most of the time I'm good to go. But sometimes, every once in a while, it's like, oh, if I forgot this, we would have been fucked. But very rarely does that happen. Anyway. Yeah. The way that we would have to do it in Fallout would be, we have, like, our own base to work with, so we can still collect everything we can hold. And I think you can have as many people as you want. It just might affect some sort of a score or something like that. But the way... It's too slow. It's too slow. Like, way too slow. You have way too much downtime. Right? Like, the best way to play that game is to literally focus on stealth, to get everybody in positions, and then ambush them. Mind you, there's a couple different ways to play it. You can play it with, like, a real-time aspect. You can play it with a, like, the real-time aspect, their AP regenerates over time. So, like, you'd basically have to character management. It'd be too fast for me. And then you had the traditional, like, okay, all these individuals have very specific things they're focused on going for, right? And, like, you want the snipers to do the sniping stuff, and you want to try and, like, initiation order is what I'm trying to think of. Like, that's the second way to play, with initiation order. So, like, whoever's the fastest will go first, and then it will go that way, like traditional Fallout. However, the biggest difference is you get to control every single one of the people in your party, right? That's basically how you kind of look at it, is you're controlling all the people in your party. And then there's a turn-based mode, like a Team 1 goes, then Team 2 goes, then Team 3 goes. I'm trying to think exactly what I want to do here, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to do some more mining. Today's a mining day, I suppose. But yeah, for me, as fun as the game has for me to play, it'd be a game that I would have to play off-stream if I was going to play it. Because, like I said, I will have fun with it, but it's not going to be a good stream game. Right? And if I'm saying that, when I play games like this or whatever, when I know a game like XCOM would work, like it would get more people showing up on a more consistent basis, I just can't do that to myself. So irregardless of how smart it would be, I normally play what I want to play. However, with a game like Fallout Tactics, it would just be me rambling. Which, that's not the worst thing. You know what Fallout Tactics, I mean, real talk, real fucking talk. Fallout Tactics is a OYTBT game. That is a game that I will play on Mondays in the future while doing this kind of shit. Because I could spend as long as I want in combat while just bullshitting. And then during the prep phase, I'm going to take long regardless, so I could probably just mumble jumble, not mumble jumble, but rumble or ramble. That's the word I'm looking for, ramble. I'm a rambling man. Ramble about whatever the hell crosses my attention, like the different jobs that I've had to do, and segue. The things that I've had to learn about is kidney stones. My old man's got some of them going on, so that's wonderful. You can't hear the sarcasm in my voice. I'm not being sarcastic enough. So yeah, it's when stuff like that pops up, we're doing research on it and finding out all there is to find out about kidney stones and how they're formed, and want to be careful, not eat a lot of cereal, right? Drink a lot of water, because of urinal flow and all that. Talk about how you can try to help break them down and shit like that, because you can't, nothing we have can dissolve those stones, right? But we do have ways to try and break them down. So that was basically how my weekend's been over the past couple of days, learning about kidney stones and all that. Makes me, you're gonna notice me drink a lot more often as a result of my research, though. And I've got 2 limes, well, not 2 limes, I've got a half a lime in my water cup that I basically, well, my current water cup, normally it's a teacup. But yeah, that's outside of the gaming. And then for yesterday, we did our Stream Elements sponsorship stream thing. Stream campaign. Where I was playing AFK Journey. It's a fun, I enjoy it. It's actually got one of the better systems where you can log in at any point in time. Like, you don't have to do daily login stuff. You can just, hey, it's been 100 days since you last logged in, but this is your 17th login, so here's your day 17 login reward. That's pretty cool. I did kind of slow down on playing some of those games off stream. For a multitude of reasons. I am probably gonna do a couple things more often in them now, because I'm starting to show off AFK Journey for the stream sponsorship thing. Which, new players, PC only. That's actually, I gotta point this way. New players, PC only. Yeah, help out by just playing the game. They have a couple of other things too about in-game purchase and stuff like that, but I never really promote stuff like that because it's based off of your opinion about stuff. Like the way that I do in-game purchasing of anything is I give it an internal, like a rating, basically. Like think of the 99 out of a 99, or 99 out of 120 if you want to be a smart ass, because of a secret system. Basically, if it goes above 99, it's a really fucking good game. No, I'm being a smart ass. Because I'm a firm believer that they're like 100%. You can't go past that level, right? Like in War Thunder, sometimes they have something they call WEP, which is wartime emergency power. That's if you like are throttling your engine to max at when flying planes. However, in some of the planes, if you do that, instead of saying wartime emergency power, it says 110%. And that, personally, kind of, it's a personal thing, because they're like, what you're going at is 100%, which is not a good thing, because it's, like, with computers, how you can, is it overclocking, is it called? Anyways, whatever it is, you can fuck with computers to make them run at full capacity constantly, which is not how computers are set up to run, because it's overworking the system that way. The reason it has the limiters that it has is so your PC works for the optimal year length, right? At least that's what the generalized idea is supposed to be, from my perspective. So I give it a 99 out of 100, because there's always like a 1 point to push it over, but it's really only ever going to be 99, because I grade it on a 33 point system for gameplay loop, storyline, and mechanics, right? Now, one could argue that you could kind of put gameplay loop and mechanics in the same boat, but I separate the mechanics because for a game like this, the mechanics are very, very simplistic. If you really break it down, you are just using inventory space to use certain things. There are certain things that work better on other things, like this will immediately dig out this dirt, but if I use this, it'll take time. That's just based off of a couple of simple lines of code, right? Which have basically associated the hitbox of this asset with a number designation, and then have given this number designation a damage, like they receive more damage from this integer because it's the integer level that it is, right? And then they basically increase that integer based off of what level tool it is or what enchantments there are, right? Now, you might think that shit's kind of complex, and there might be more than just a couple lines of code, but if you really break it down, it's not as crazy as one would think. Mind you, I couldn't really, I'd have to relearn and educate myself a bit further, because I did take a programming class, and I passed, but barely. Anyways. That's general mechanics, though, right? The loop, I view it as different because it's like, what are you doing? what is the reason you keep coming back? Like, is the loop a satisfactory loop? Like Apex Legends. Apex Legends solos actually is a satisfactory loop. Like, it is fun. Even if you, like, even for someone like me who's trying to knock the rust off, I'm having a good time with it. I'm not playing as much as I want to be playing, but maybe I'll play some of that tonight. I'm gonna have to step away here. Hold on a moment. One moment. When I return, we'll continue talking about the games that I played, which I think that pretty much wraps it up after AFK Journey, but be right back.
I do not know as much about human relationships as I thought.
For Charter Communications, this is Spectrum Radio Audio ACP In-Store 30, ISKI RGDIACPINST4H.
Looking to save on your internet bill? Spectrum has designed affordable internet offers just for you.
You came to the right place. Spectrum has an affordable internet offer for eligible families. And you could save a ton with the Spectrum Internet 2-year price guarantee.
Switch to Spectrum Internet starting at $29.99 a month and a 2-year price guarantee with no contracts. And get a 1-year trial of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited risk-free. Call 1-833-563-2888.
Ready to switch?
Sign us up.
Offer subject to change based on eligibility requirements. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Fan armies have squad goals, but you have ad goals. Spotify's Ads Manager lets you choose the objective that works best for your business. However you optimize your campaign, advertising on Spotify is a choice any squad can get behind. Learn more at ads.spotify.com.
Get peace of mind knowing what's coming next when you're listening. Turn off shuffle to tune into playlists and albums from start to finish, all while enjoying uninterrupted music listening. Discover more ways to stay in your zone with Spotify Premium. Tap the banner to learn more.
Alright then. So. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can get into a little bit more specifics when it comes to some of the stuff I've been doing in Elden Ring. It's been basically me knocking the rust off, going through, doing a couple things, doing a couple of boss fights that are optional, getting a couple of loot things that I know about and stuff like that. But basically, I think we first need to go to Caelid to deal with the dragon. That will give us 70k souls, or runes, or whatever. And then we need to go through the castle. Right? Deal with all that. That's going to take some time before that's finished. This is going to be the bee apiary, by the way. Like I said, I think this is more than perfect because this we can put like the wood here and the hive here, and that should give us enough room. Then again, we could probably build a little bit higher if we need that room. I don't think we do, though. I think we can set this up and be fine. But yeah, with Elden Ring, I've basically cleared out a lot of the central area. Took out the Tree Sentinel boss as well. Did that on foot. That felt pretty good. You can do the fight relatively easily on horseback, but if you fuck up, you can get obliterated. I also watched a little bit of Kai go through Elden Ring. I didn't realize what... I thought he was doing it... Like, I misheard what was being said. I thought he was doing it until he beat the game. He was just doing a 100-hour stream of it straight. That's wild. It's possible. You put your mind to it. You can do it. But you gotta like eat proper and all that kind of shit too in order to keep the energy up that you need, you know? Speaking of eat proper. Eat some of my dinner while we bullshit about topics of conversation that have crossed my attention. Because honestly, I've not really played a lot off stream either. Like, I've been busy these last couple of weeks. So I've made a lot of orders through Amazon, right? And I've only had to return 2 items. The 2 items that I've had to return, the first was being an item that I ordered, but it was the wrong item. Like, the picture that they showed was not the picture that I got sent. And the second thing was more recently, a mug that when a hot liquid is poured into it, will go from the butterflies being dark to being a different butterfly each one, right? Now, that I got a week ago, right? Because it's my idea of it was a Mother's Day gift. The fucking thing came with the handle broke, and the parts of the handle were inside the mug. In a box that was, like, you would have had to have broken it and put the handle pieces inside of it, and then still shipped it regardless. So that frustrated me quite a bit. I ordered another one and just turned that in today. The broken one, that is. But yeah, out of all the orders, I'm like, pleased that it's only been these situations where I've needed to return an item. As annoying as it is, it could be worse. Oh. See, I'm glad I write this shit down. Because I forgot this happened this week. They disabled Yoda, the back bling that you could get for the Star Wars stuff back on May the 4th or whatever. Because there was a glitch where Yoda would literally break the game and crash you and possibly even crash your teammates' game if you did certain emotes with the Yoda back bling thing. The memes people were making about it were hilarious. Short-lived, but hilarious. I look forward to seeing if some of those are used potentially in the future for other shit that happens. Oh, whoops. Oh, I'll talk about this too. I watched the first episode of Invincible with my dad. The fucking humor on their face while they were watching it, and like Darkwing shows up and all the characters with War Woman. Like, oh, that's hilarious. And then he explains what we're watching, Mom, and he goes, "Yeah, Superman gone batshit at the end of it." Funny. At least to me it is. Anyway. I played some Apex Legends. I'm actually enjoying it. I need to get over the frustration of... Because it's been a long while since I played a BR in solos. It's been a long while since I played a BR, in all honesty. So... I gotta get used to that dying off rip feeling. However, this version of the solos does wonders because even if you die off rip, say if you picked up a couple of weapons, you'll walk out and 3 people just obliterate you in solos, and then they obliterate each other. Well, guess what? You respawn back in with all the shit that you collected. It's beautiful. It might be one of the best solo variants or variations of a battle royale. I tried to say battle BR and fumbled my words pretty hard there. But it's one of the better ones that I've experienced from my perspective. Microsoft got rid of a bunch of studios, one of which was the company that made Hi-Fi Rush, The Evil Within, which is a game that I talked about playing through on stream during October. Right? A bunch of stuff like that, and then, in the interview thing or whatever, they were talking about how companies like the ones that they just shit-canned are the companies that they need. And it's like, fuck off. Fuck off. You know what I mean? How dare you? How fucking dare you get rid of an entire fucking company, multiple fucking companies, and then try and say some shit like the thing that we just did is the wrong thing to do? Fuck off. And EA is looking to put out for a way to put ads into their main games. So I guess no one's going to be buying EA games anymore. Or they shouldn't, no matter how good the game looks or how badly they want to fucking play the game that they played 100 years ago that was fucking amazing. But now they're a shadow of their former self because it's literally just the same copy-paste bullshit with no innovation whatsoever. And they don't do anything with the story because they've already completed the story, but the game was so popular they keep having to fucking shovel out this fucking bullshit, like with Assassin's Creed. Yeah, the most recent Assassin's Creed might be better, but once they fucking stumble across... They barely change the fucking game, and once they stumble across something that works, they drive it into the fucking ground immediately. I'm not saying... Honestly, what I'm saying is, they could probably make a very similar game with a new IP and a new storyline, and more people would be more accepting to it. But the problem is, it's fucking Ubisoft and EA doing this shit, right? Like, look at the fucking sports games. Has there been any actual, like, good changes to any of these sports games lately? Because the last, like, I stopped playing a lot of sports games because they kept taking features away. A new game comes out and, hey, everybody, it looks better, but we had to take out all these awesome features from the previous games. What? No. Why? Because graphics. But that seems to be the only thing that matters to people. And when they bitch, oh, the graphics are so good, but the game sucks ass. And you're not playing the game, even though the graphics are so good? Well, the gameplay sucks. Then stop being so fucking rock solid hard, metaphorically, about graphics in a game if you don't care about them. If you do care about them and they actually do affect how, like, the rating you're going to give to a game, more power to you. But don't try and be like, oh, this game is so awesome because of the mechanics, even though it doesn't look the best. Like, if you can be alright, like, I understand why some people want a game to look good, but it doesn't have to look like fucking real people in order for it to be a good game graphically. And the fact that they're over here being like, oh, we're going to put ads in our main games. So you're trying to make what mobile gamers deal with, not because they want to, but because they have to. You're going to try and the people who play these mobile games, a lot of the time, the ads are like, whatever. But in a main game, they're probably going to be, like, way more in your face. You want to put ads in your game? This is what you can imagine start seeing, in all honesty. The shit that people can get away with, the companies. Grand Theft Auto radio. Seriously. And don't even look at me like this is one of those bad things. This is one of the things that would be okay. You're listening to the in-game radio and they go to their fucking thing and they do an ad. But here's the thing. No one's going to want to advertise for Grand Theft Auto. Or not very many companies or whatever will want to ad for Grand Theft Auto because of the violence it portrays. And oh, you can do a lot of shit you can do in real life. We can't have that. Can't have it acceptable to fucking go out and fucking do shit in a video game. Like, guys, it's ones and zeros. It's a lot of ones and zeros if you break it down. But like I was talking about earlier with this pickaxe, the pickaxe is literally just a bunch of fucking ones and zeros working together to work with these fucking enchantments that are a bunch of ones and zeros that do different buffs or debuffs to whatever you're hitting or whatever it is. Because, like, each one of these blocks has a certain amount of HP, and our pick is doing that amount of damage as fast as it is because of the fact that we have a efficiency, a ×3 multiplier on the amount of damage that it does. And multiplier of 4 is as good as you should go for because multiplier 5 is such a diminished return that it's not really that much of a difference. A little bit of a rant today, honestly. A couple of rants intermingled with the topics of conversation, stuff like that. I will say, I I don't know what to call it exactly, but my little thing that I've been trying with how to deal with some of the how I get pissed off has been working. So I haven't been getting as aggravated lately at some of the video games that I've been playing. Perfect. Probably should put the rest of this shit away too. So, as for the Star Wars analysis for Star Wars The Clone Wars, the animated series, Season 1, Episode 8, it's going to be a shorter one written down, but I kind of have it a little bit more memorized because I just got done watching it an hour ago, basically. And I really like the episode because this episode is literally just Jar Jar gets mistaken for a Jedi. There's a couple of little other plot points as well, like Padme going down to talk to someone she views as an uncle because of the desperation they're going through because their people are starting to starve and they're not getting supplies because pirates keep destroying their supplies, like their supply ships, right? And how the uncle individual made a deal with the separatists, but of course it like the separatists are a bunch of assholes and that comes back to bite them in the ass. But that's later in the episode. She's talking to Palpatine about helping, and Palpatine's like, you should at least have an escort with you, right? And it's like, I don't know why you would trust him after he gave you the coordinates he gave you that led you right to where... And he didn't know about that because another senator asked her specifically to go there. Because if that senator asked Palpatine, it would have got lost because the separatists were going to take that planet over for whatever reason. Also, the opening talks about how more and more systems are getting seduced by the separatists. And I was like, what? What? They use words like that in Star Wars, seduced, in order to try and, I think, anyways, give you this idea of, like, the dark side. Because I don't know if they say shit like this, but it feels like it wouldn't be out of pocket for one of the Jedi to be like, you're being seduced to the dark side. Like, that kind of shit feels par for the course, you know what I mean? Also, I couldn't help but notice as the episode was going, because of course Jar Jar's there and he's acting a fool, causing issues. C-3PO's there as well. They find a Jedi cloak on the ship, on, like, the ship that Padme is in control of. And I kind of chuckled and I'm like, man, I cannot help but, like, that has to insinuate Anakin leaving his jacket there after meeting up with Padme, you know? Like a midnight rendezvous type thing, eyebrow wiggle, ha-ha. Right? Nudge, nudge, ha-ha. Kind of shit. Anyways. Jar Jar ends up wearing that Jedi cloak, and his eyes are yellow. Just gonna throw that out there. His eyes are yellow. Anyways, so they're getting separated because Padme listens to the senator to leave Jar Jar with the ship because it's Jar Jar. Later on, he tries to make friends with the locals, but apparently they don't take too kindly to his kind down there. Which, for someone who's supposed to be so afraid, he's so, like, sociable, right? He is so sociable. You would think if some, like... Would Anakin be classified as being sociable? Because I really do think Anakin's got this deep-seated fear. Not even because of any other reason than people not having respect for him. Like, Anakin can sit on the council. This is episode 3 shit. He can sit on the council, but not be granted the title of master? What? Or whatever it was. Or council, or whatever the hell it was. Like, he could sit in on the meetings, but not be a part of it. Some bullshit like that. Anyway. We'll get into that when it comes pertinent. So, we get a lot of little lookies at... I actually think there's more to Jar Jar than just clumsiness because of how precise some of the movements were of the magnet crane, right? Like, there were times where it was obvious Jar Jar seemed to look like he knows what he was doing. Because if you've never used a piece of machinery like that in your life, when you're from a different perspective, trying to guide something from a certain angle, there's a little bit of awkwardness to it, right? You got to get used to a different type of perspective. Well, Jar Jar did that way too fast for as clumsy as they were, especially considering how they had that thing, the rope tied around him, and how he was able to turn the rope a certain way in order to stop the crane before it hit C-3PO. I was like, that you kind of have to have some sort of awareness. Like, I almost want to say a supernatural awareness, because if you break it down, that's kind of what the Force is, a supernatural... It's magic. Or whatever the hell else you want to possibly call it. The Force is magic.
Fan armies have squad goals.
But it's nature magic.
Spotify's ads manager lets you
If you would.
that works best for your business. However you optimize your campaign, advertising on Spotify is a choice any squad can get.
So, basically, C-3PO, Jar Jar, and Padme all get separated, with Jar Jar trying to save Padme. Padme ends up escaping on her own by tricking the droids, but the way she escapes and how she literally kicks the droids' asses, this has kind of made me amused, and I was like, man, I made a joke, I think, during my episode, like, movie number 2 breakdown about feather falling projectile protection on the feet. I'm debating on what I want to do for that. I kind of want to keep these and mix them together, but that's something I'll worry about doing later. Could I get Feather Falling 3? This is an experiment. I don't think this is going to work. Like, there's no way this is going to work. Yeah, because they would have to be the same item. There's probably a mod that does something like that. Like an alloy mod or something like that. Let's put... Actually, you know what? Let's go get some shared animals. But yeah, I think that the Force seems like it's a muscle that grows. Like, basically, the more you train it, the more it grows. It's like a muscle type thing. At least it feels that way. Based on how much stronger certain people are at certain points in time. Right? I also think that there's a part of me that believes the Jedi Order is so, like, connections, intimacy, stuff like that, how they are so against it, the passion and stuff like that. Not just because it's a dark side thing, but because I think if Jedi or Sith actually have sexual relations with other people, there might be, like, it might, give them the Force a little bit. Because some of the shit Padme was doing, I know it's a cartoon. Shut up and let me have my fun. Some of the shit that Padme was doing was like, you would not be doing this in episode 2. You were not capable of doing this in episode 2. Again, I know you did a bunch of crazy shit in episode 2, don't get me wrong. But you've only gotten crazier with your capabilities over time. I hope you don't mind the buying. Literally counting sheep before we go to sleep in Minecraft. Did I do this just to make that joke? Maybe. The world may never know. I'm trying to think about what else happened. Oh yeah, Jar Jar ended up sneaking away by using the water system because the planet's like, it's a swamp-like planet, which is very similar to him. So he's like, Mikasa Sukasa! Not really that, but the basic feel for it is like, hey, let me make connection with them. They don't take too kindly to whatever it is that Jar Jar talks to them about, right? There's this, like, slug monster underneath the main city thing that Jar Jar has to run away from. Ends up using that thing as a means to avoid getting hit by a heat-seeking missile that's tracked to Jar Jar. And it has the capability of going underwater for extended periods of time. Anyways, Jar Jar gets himself ate by that thing. It tanks the missile. And then Jar Jar pops up in order to save the day while pretending to be a Jedi that he was mistaken for. Mind you, I'm pretty sure it was them playing with the idea of Darth Jar Jar, but he has yellow eyes, and, like, in all honesty, some of the looks he was giving, like the angry looks, really, really fed into it. Like, they purposely fed into that shit, man. I know it's more of a, yeah, he's just clumsy, but there's a part of me that's like, nah, he's a Sith, dude. Well, maybe not a Sith, like I said. The meme is Darth Jar Jar, but I really don't think it would be that. I think it would be a Force-sensitive Sith thing. Then again, we don't really get to see a lot of Jar Jar. We only see him as, like, a comic relief type character, right? Or that's how we're supposed to see him as. I still got a lot more wool harvests to do in order to properly fill up the bins like I want to. Because my plan in all honesty, I really should not need this much wool. I've, like, not used it at all. But I think I might start to carpet some houses and, like, color coordinate some carpeting. If it's set up to where people get designated a bed, and those same people will go to the same exact bed, then I want to try and make it like, this household has these carpets. I doubt that's actually a thing that is set up. I think they go to the nearest bed. But maybe not. Maybe we'll be able to use this carpeting or this wool. I'll figure out some reason to use this for. It's a shame that you don't get any experience for, well, but yeah, that's me basically an example of what I'm going to do in the future to get some cooked mutton. Because while it might not be the most valuable source of food, that's where beef comes in at. I'd still rather have the mutton as well. Add a little bit of variety, even though it doesn't actually matter. But yeah, they fed into the Darth Jar Jar meme on this episode. Becomes best friends with that slug monster. Even gives the slug monster a kiss, and I made a joke about Jar Jar's Riz. Like, man, Jar Jar must have a lot of Riz to be able to get that monster on their side. Joke that I have to make because I literally just thought of it. Makes you wonder what kind of monster Jar Jar has. I'm an idiot. Luckily, today's an end of the show. We don't have much to watch, do we? Not really. Now that I'm thinking about it, we don't have any. Oh shit! I'm like, wait a minute. Did I do that the opposite way? I did do that the opposite way. But as you can see, it's gonna take a while to fill those up. Probably something I'll try to focus on doing off stream more and more and more. Oh, also the droids, since they thought they were going up against a Jedi, they dropped the explosives and fucking obliterated nothing. Like, that should have done some structural damage with how many explosives they dropped into that area, because it looks like there were a bunch of supports down there. How did those supports not take any damage to the explosives? I'm gonna have to reorganize all this shit because oak. No, not that. Wait. How does it go back out here? It goes acacia, spruce, jungle. Acacia, spruce, jungle. Acacia, spruce, jungle, birch, oak, dark oak. Technically bamboo as well. I'd have to move that over a little bit. Let me do some math here because I'm thinking about it and I kind of want these to go something like that, in all honesty. Because we'll have, hold up, we'll have something like, hold up. and then we would put the
For charter communications, this is
bamboo
Spectrum
there,
Radio ACP
right?
in 30, ISKI,
Looking to save on your internet bill? Spectrum has designed affordable internet offers just for you.
You came to the right place. Spectrum has an affordable internet offer for eligible families. And you could save a ton with the Spectrum Internet 2-year price guarantee.
Switch to Spectrum Internet starting at $29.99 a month and a 2-year price guarantee with no contracts. And get a 1-year trial of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited risk-free. Call 1-833-563-2888.
Ready to switch?
Sign us up. Offer subject to
Let's get our bamboo as well filled out. That should not take that long at all.
Restrictions apply.
And maybe get another thing of dark oak for more charcoal. Got to keep up with the charcoal.
Fan armies have squad goals, but you have ad goals. Spotify's Ads Manager lets you choose the objective that works best for your business. However you optimize your campaign, advertising on Spotify is a choice.
An advertisement to advertise on their service. That's wild to think about. An advertisement to advertise on Spotify. One of the reasons why I'm kind of alright with ads sometimes, for shit like that. That makes you wonder. That makes you think a little bit. At least it makes me think a little bit about what exactly the cost ratio is for ads. Like, if it's musicians, do they pay out of the money that they get paid, or do they not get paid a certain amount of money for a certain amount of time for the ads? Like, if a band is like, hey, listen to these songs, right? Is that, like, how does that work? But yeah, basically after it's all said and done, Palpatine swoops in to save the day, basically, after Padme. Here's what happened. C-3PO contacted the clones, got out the message, got captured. The clones relayed the message back. Palpatine knew too many people knew about this, so had to send out a relief force and be like, oh, I've already, Padme brought this to my attention, we're going to help you out. It doesn't matter, he's winning. He's winning no matter what. Palpatine's winning no matter what. And the fact that everybody trusts him as much as they do after all the shady shit he's done is like, oh yeah, he's helping these people out. Yeah, only after it was brought to his attention by you, even though other people have brought it to his attention, and even after C-3PO made the message, then he sends his shit out. Like, come on. You know what's hilarious to me? The delivery ships, literally the delivery ships for the supplies, it's probably the same exact group. No matter who won, the same group was going to deliver the supplies. I guarantee it. Because I bet you it would be like a pilot or something like that. And then droids would be like basic droids, like delivery droids or whatever. And it's like, we've seen that it doesn't matter what your droid is or looks like the S3 unit. Or whatever. Or the R3 unit. It was the R3S6, my bad. R3S6 was literally a separatist spy that you got off the factory floor. How does that not raise any alarm bells? Or maybe it does, it's just not something we go over in the animated series. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are people that are looking into things and finding out there's traitors here and traitors there and stuff like that. But it's like, alright, you're getting the traitors, but you're not getting the leaders of the traitors. Who's in charge of the ones that are ratting? Because you keep finding rats in places where there shouldn't be rats. So there's got to be a hole somewhere. Plug the fucking hole. Also, the senator brings attention to Jar Jar and says, here we have you, especially, to thank for this. And I was like, holy shit, how the hell did Jar Jar survive? You fucked up one of his plans. Even if it was unintentional, how the fuck did you survive? And you know what I mean by when I say survive. Jar Jar Binks survives. Maybe I'll do a full tree harvest here instead. We kind of ran out of things to talk about. It's kind of been, for as hectic as my week has been, like busy as it's been, and basically just been me doing stuff that, like just HVAC stuff back and forth. Lots of driving lately. The good news, though, is I can kind of deal with the aggravation of the day. Got me recreational medicine. Got me recreational medicine. I will say I did watch. It's weird. When I go to analyze an episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated series, or anything, I go in it with a different mindset than I do when I'm watching something for the first or second time. Like, I'm not really looking for any of the points, right? But I do know a little bit about some of the things that happened later on in the series, right? Of course, people on the internet can't stop talking about it. But I can kind of see already, like if I retroactively look back, I'm like, okay, I get when certain people are saying certain things, I know what that means. But it's pretty obvious what that means based off of just episode 1 in general. Would highly recommend that show. Very good, very entertaining. Excited to see what episode 2 is going to be like. I'm probably going to watch that with my old man as well. Alright. Also need to go through and watch Attack on Titan with him. Watch the first season of it, or the first 3 seasons of it, before it went on that, like, long-ass fucking hiatus. And stopped watching after that. So I think maybe I'll sit down and watch that with him. Because it's finally finished up. That I also know about what happens in that because, again, the internet can't stop talking about it. Makes me curious to see the journey, though. I'm one of those people that I do enjoy the journey, even if I have, and I'll be upfront about it. If I got spoiled on something, I'll say I got spoiled on something, but I won't say what the spoiler is for a first playthrough, because like I said, no matter what, I like to try and keep a first playthrough, a Season 1 playthrough, clean, which means no spoilers, or minimal spoilers. Season 2 and beyond, kind of all bets are off at that point, like when it comes to Metal Gear Solid, and I play that game sooner rather than later, because I'm getting the itch to play it. Probably after we get done with, like, Fallout, or Elden Ring, maybe. I don't know, haven't decided. I'm still going to do switch back and forth, but I don't know how often that'll be. I kind of want to play a lot of Elden Ring, because I haven't been playing as much as I've been wanting to, because of how tired I've been. Like, yesterday's stream was very short. It was just the sponsorship campaign stream section. When normally I would be, like, switching over to Elden Ring or something like that after that. I was just so tired. I was like, I gotta leave. I gotta go.
Fan armies have squad goals, but you have ad goals. Spotify's ads manager lets you choose.
And they also talk about ad goals.
However you optimize your campaign, advertising on Spotify is a choice any squad can get.
That's interesting.
Learn more at ads.spotify.com.
How they're, like, doing manual control over ads that you buy to present to other people. Very interesting. Like, today's one of those days where I really don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking about possibly doing some solos in Apex. But I don't know if I want to play that game on stream yet. I'll give it a year. It hasn't been a full year yet. On the anniversary of the trial, we'll see if this thing can get parole. I know it's the dungeon, but hey, maybe they've had good behavior and the game's gotten better. It has. But am I willing to stream it yet? Not quite yet. Dark Oak is definitely a really good, like a lucrative resource. You get a lot of it for how little you plant or how little you need for it, you know? I need to gather a lot of obsidian too. I wonder how many people, if they ever cut down a tree, immediately replant a tree on the same spot or a different spot even because of this game. It's a weird thought to have. It's one of those thoughts of like they're like I would doubt it, but at the same time I wouldn't. It's like a coin toss, depends on the person type of a situation. But yeah, the way that they do episode 1 of Invincible is pretty good as well. Like, my power might go out. My lights flickered, so if my stream ends, that'll probably be it for me. But hopefully it doesn't. Okay, we're good. I was slightly concerned. I was like, did our stream cut out or anything like that? Because that little fluctuation of power. But yeah, that the way they present it makes it seem like it's gonna be your bog standard superhero show. Not so much, and I like that. Mind you, I was aware of it before watching the episode because of how the internet talked about it, but it's awesome to see how it gets to that point. One of the reasons why I'm watching with my old man, because he's not on the internet like I am. So if there's a show he hasn't seen, he knows nothing about it, pretty much. Maybe he goes, oh, I think I've seen an ad about this before. But he's one of those types of people that just does not pay attention to advertisements. An ad will show up and he'll pull up the phone and go through and read basically read it like the newspaper. Then when the ad's over, he'll set it down. Gets his reading glasses and everything. It is adorable. It's more than 60. No, it's less than 60 we plant. It's 28, right? 8, 12, 16, 20. All right, 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah, 20. 24. No, it's more than 60. 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60, 64, and then we gotta wait for the next one to fall to get our 68. There we go. I was right, it was more than a stack. I don't know why I second guessed myself, and I should have waited to plant these. Because, well, we have the one extra. Honestly, this is probably a low, like, we should have gotten more than one extra. Oh well. Not that big of a deal. gonna have to just AFK something here so I can get all that stuff cooked. Oh, I forgot to talk about what I plan to play in the future. My bad. I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, I feel like I missed out on a part of the conversation. What did I not talk about? Well, I didn't talk about the fact that Friday, it's going to be Elden Ring into possibly just Elden Ring. Saturday or Sunday will be part 2 of the sponsorship campaign for AFK Journey to show off more of that game. I'll be playing it off stream as well, just to have fun with it. I like it. I enjoy it. Greetings and a good day, Insane Baboon. How are you doing today? But yeah, that game, it's for PC only. New players only as well. And what are the goals? The goals are to get to conversion level 20 and 50, I think. I'm debating whether or not I want to cut these down. I don't think I do. Also, today might be one of the first Mondays. I don't know if I feel like watching anything today. I might feel like playing a different game. I'm not 100% sure. What the hell's going on down here? Hello?
For Charter Communications, this is Spectrum Radio Audio ACP.
Does Podsil spread?
Save on your internet bill? Spectrum has designed affordable internet offers just
Tempted to get that, but, you know, we'll have more merchants in the future. I was also tempted to kill the merchant and get the
switch to Spectrum
llama leads.
$29.99 a month and a 2-year price guarantee with no contracts. And get a 1-year trial of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited risk-free. Call 1-833-563-2888.
Ready to switch? Sign us up.
Offer subject to change based on eligibility.
Offer subject to change. What does that mean?
Not available in all areas.
Not available in all areas, and
Restrictions apply.
restrictions apply. What does that mean?
Your weekly mixtape of fresh music. Enjoy new music and deep cuts picked for you. Updates every Monday. Brought to you by Hotels.com. Download the Hotels.com app to find your perfect somewhere.
I love how aged these things get over time. I need to get ready to go fishing AFK to get the levels of my diamond, shovel, axe, and pickaxe. I'm also going to rip more of this down because I need to work on... I wanted to work on this in a different way. Basically, I kind of wanted to put it more underground instead of above ground. Yes, it works, but I could make it a lot more efficient. That, I also need to work on the mob spawner or whatever for Enderman. Which I probably have to build out of obsidian or some shit like that because they can take this one apart. They spawn in and rip apart your own thing that you built out of stone. That's hilarious. I'll probably get one episode watched at the very least of the animated series. Eventually, we'll get through it. If I watch one a week, even. They're not making new episodes of it, so that's A-okay. At least to me it is, as long as we get through it. If I watch more than one, cool. If I watch 3, cool. But whatever. Yeah, no, pretty much Elden Ring, and that's it for games that I've been playing and will be continuing to play. Gotta step away here in a moment. I'm gonna run a couple minutes of ads when I do. But before I do, I wanted to say how the... Oh, come on, that was right there. Don't do that. Hold on. Oh, Fallout Tactics. That's what I want to say. Fallout Tactics, as much fun as I could have with it, it's just too slow. Right? It'd be more of a much casual, just sit back and chill game. Like I said, I'll probably play that for an outdated YouTube blog thing in the future. But as a result, anytime I do a two-part thing where I start with Elden Ring and then move over to something else, I'll probably be playing Fallout 3. So, those are the 2 games I'm probably going to be going through in the near future. Elden Ring and Fallout 3. Couple minutes of ads. Turning them momentarily. Oh, I do want to finish, I mean, it's not, no, see, here's the thing. It's not that it's not fun. It's that it's hard to have fun in the game with how much distance there is for traversal. And when you get back to base, you have to do inventory management. That takes a lot of the fun out. The game itself, like going through the game itself, the idea is decent, and I could have a good time with it. But when I say I could have a good time with it, this is what I would basically be doing. The good time I would have with tactics, right? Sorry for not paying attention to chat. I'm a bit mentally distracted, like I said. Been a bit busy, so I'm thinking about 100 different things. Take Puff, play tactics. Don't talk, just play tactics. Basically, that's what I'm going to do off stream to see if it actually is a game that I'd be willing to play during a Monday like this. Because it is a game I want to play. I do. But it's not a game that I could play right now on stream the way that I normally do my streams. Right? Because the Monday streams have slowly evolved into something different. Right? These are more like, normally I'd be wrapping up because I don't really have anything to talk about, but I want to ramble a little bit, right? I feel like rambling anyways. But for me, tactics can be fun. I just have to play it a different way from how I would normally play a game like that. Because I would play it like XCOM, basically. And I'm talking about OG XCOM, which uses an AP system to do all the actions. However, in this game, you don't have enough AP. That's the issue. Even if you have 10 AP, you still do not have enough AP, action points or whatever. Now, if they had a thing where it was like a move and a shoot, but you had more distance, like if you had more range with your movement, it'd be a little bit different. But because of how little movement you have, you gotta treat the game way different from what you're used to when it comes to Fallout. But while it is a game I definitely could have fun with, it's not something I would play over other shit on stream. Is basically what it breaks down to. Because I played it and I was like, I did the tutorial and I'm like, even with the tutorial I was like, I don't know. And then I started going through the story and I was like, this is literally just go here, kill all the things there, come back, drop off all your loot. Go there, kill all the things, come back, drop off all the loot. And you kind of have to keep people alive in order to get them to level up to be able to hit their fucking shots. The accuracy, if you think the accuracy of XCOM is bad, fucking play that game. You have to be right up on their asshole before you can start fucking shooting them to do any amounts of damage, to hit your target, even. And that's, like, not fun. To have to try and figure out how to get close to someone when you have this minimal amount of movement. I literally had to switch to the heal because that would allow me to get all movement AP used up. And I'd be able to get closer a little bit faster. But even then, I'm still out in the open for way too long, hoping that they miss me because of their accuracy being worse than mine, until I have the ability to walk up to them and pop them and drop them. It's definitely very interesting to see that they came up with that idea. Like, they played that game, tested it, and we're like, yep, we're going to release this to the public. Again, the general concept is a really interesting idea, and I feel like if it was done in a very slightly different way, it would be very interesting. Like, I still think that type of Fallout game would exist if tactics was a bit different. Like, it's only a couple of things, too. If they turn the base into a thing where it was like a bird's eye view of it, right? and you could just click on specific things to talk to specific people, like kind of similar to how XCOM 2 does it with engineering and research and stuff like that. But if there were systems like that in place, then I definitely see that game being very different. But the fact that you have to do everything manually, that takes a lot of the fun factor out of it. The irony is that if Fallout Tactics had only one character you controlled, and everybody else was controlled by AI, I think it'd be a little bit different. Like, still treat it, because that's basically what it is. It's just basically try, like, that actually has a little bit of a cover system in that game, which is weird to think about. And it also increases your accuracy when you prone and shit like that, which is interesting, too. Like, there's had some very interesting mechanics or ideas for mechanics, but a failure to launch on the generalized things. I mean, yes, I know there are complaints. The biggest complaint I know that exists about 4 is the options and how, like, you are forced to play a specific way. Like, you're forced to kind of be a character and not be able to roleplay as whatever you want to roleplay as. Right? I'm hoping the next official Fallout game will be more in line with the ones where they like, yeah, you're playing a character, but you can play the character however you want to play it. Not however we're making you play it. Because you're either a nice good guy, a decent good guy, a smartass of a good guy, or a complete piece of shit that has to change your mind in order to make progress in certain story missions. Like, I'm not helping you. Well, then you're not going to be able to progress the main story. Have fun. What is that? What is that? And I'm speaking from experience when I talk about Fallout 4 shit. Like, I get where some of the gripes come from when it comes to that kind of shit. Like, what if I want to be an asshole to somebody, but I want to be an asshole that's still helping them? Not because I'm literally forced to do it, but because that's what I want to do. Well, I'm probably going to play it how I always, like, I said I was going to change things up and play a different way, but I can't. I tried it with Kara the Barbarian. I tried to be more of an asshole, but it just didn't. That's not my playstyle for a first playthrough. It's not. I play it very similar to, like, what would I do as this person? That's how I play the games. I got a little bit better with Kara the Barbarian near the end, though, but I got so fucking mad because you can't really use melee for the final fucking boss in that game. It's such, I'm still burned about that. I got nothing. I looked up trying to figure out how to beat the fucking asshole with melee, and I got nothing. I got so aggravated at that fight, man. I'm still like mulling over it and thinking if I could have did anything different. And the only thing I really could have done was try to hack into the machine guns. Because the basic way that I've noticed the way to do it is to convince the people outside that they have to help you fight the boogeyman. You can hack the machine guns, and then you're good to go. I don't know about that, but EA in general is trying to figure out a way how to put ads in their main games. I don't know if they were talking about Need for Speed specifically, but no, that was not me. I was talking about how EA in general is going to be like, hey, you know all these main games we have? I hope you enjoy ads. And then I said, a company that could do it and get away with it would be, if people would advertise there, would be Rockstar. Because they could use the in-game radio to advertise legitimate things. That's like one of the only ways I could foresee ads, like with me being all right with ads in video games. If it was like something that you really didn't need to pay attention to. But when EA says it, I think of fucking like mobile ads. It pops out, interrupts the gameplay to ask you to fucking spend money on the game. Fuck off with that. I won't buy another fucking EA game. Like, they already had problems when you look at The Sims and see how much DLC The Sims has. Over $1,000 fucking dollars of DLC. Well over, maybe even over 2,000 at this point dollars of DLC for The Sims. Are you fucking high? That's funny. That's funny. We here at the Kingdom obviously don't endorse that. This is just bad, okay? What you do with your own shit is what you do with your own shit. Of course, everything I do is a legal copy of it. There's a lot of games that have pretty interesting anti-pirate stuff. Like the ones that spawn in bosses that you can't defeat because you're pirated the game or shit like that. Games don't do that shit nowadays. Nowadays, they have it set up to where you either get it or you don't, from what I've heard. Like, you can either get it that way and it will work, or it won't at all, and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't know. We can look that up, because that's what today's kind of for. Today's for shit like this. Is EA fine with modders? Is EA alright with modders and mods in their game?
Reach an engaged audience that's ready to hear and see your message. Learn more at ads.spotify.com.
No mods allowed, account ban if caught. The flip side is you can create a mod which creates a better game, so then EA might want you to be a part of their team. Unlikely. Or they ban you and use your idea and do whatever with it, as it has no legal authorization. And if they do have mods, they not include any material that would not be allowed under the age ratings of any applicable CAC game. The CAC franchise usually has an age rating of ESRB teen and PEGI 16 plus, the similar ratings from other ratings boards around the world. That's Command and Conquer, right? But a lot of the time when you're using mods in a game, even if it's just cosmetic, they can be classified as cheat mods, even if they're not. Right? Again, I don't know. It seems like you can put mods in their games, but you're basically playing Russian roulette with your account if you do. So it pretty much is a pretty big no. Rockstar's kind of, well, not sure if they're still that way because they've recently hired the modding teams, right? So it becomes one of those things of like, Again, obviously if you're cheating, hacking, or modding like in online, they're gonna fucking bop you. They're gonna bop you with the ban bop. That, and like I said, it's one of those things where you could get screwed over and get flagged for cheating with a mod, even if that mod's purely cosmetic. I've heard of that happening quite a lot in quite a few different games. Hell, Fallout 76, when it first came out, it was a shit game with a shit experience. So much to the point where people who spent hundreds of hours into the game were getting banned for having the best items in the game. And some people legitimately lost their entire account. Some accounts got replaced with low-level accounts, just randomly, and they couldn't do anything about it. You spent 700 hours playing this game, and only for it to get replaced by this level 7 account? Get fucked, forehead. So yeah, that's what the early stage of Fallout 76 was, which is a Fallout game that I do plan to play at the end of this franchise playthrough. Because next up is 3. I heard I'm supposed to add a couple of quality of life mods to it or whatever, like to help prevent crashing or some shit like that, but then I saw a bunch of memes when looking up information about this of like, how do I get Fallout 3 to stop crashing? That's the neat part. You don't. So it makes me wondering, like, I'm wondering if that's actually something that I could do, or if I'm gonna be screwed. Yeah, fuck it. I'm trying to think about... Yeah, I didn't go through Tactics, so I'll probably go through Fallout 3, and then I'll play Gun. Now, mind you, this will be intersected with Elden Ring. Hey, Bob, how you doing? We moved Bob, finally. Bob now gets to work on the experimentation side of the potion makers. Doesn't matter if Bob wants to be experimented or not. These individuals who, you know, were given so much by their gracious king have to make sure any experimentation they do will be done on Bob. Told you Bob's punishment would get worse. But yeah, like I said, I don't really have much to talk about. Yeah, I think I'll start the streams with Elden Ring. And after a couple of hours, I'll dive into another game. Mind you, like I said, it could be one of those things where there are some days where it's going to be a 6-hour Elden Ring part, or it'll be like a 4-hour thing, and then 2 hours for whatever else game I plan to play. I kind of want to do this so I can avoid all that BS. So, I'm trying to think about what else I want to go through. Like I said, I do plan to finish up. It'll take time, like it'll be sporadic, especially considering, like I was talking about earlier, my old man's not going to be wanting to do much. Because of the fact that they're fucking dealing with kidney stones right now. But, whenever that shit's gone through, we'll probably finish up Metal Gear Rise Revengeance Season 3, technically. Yeah, I think it's Season 3. Get the fuck out of my fucking warehouse. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of my warehouse. Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing in my warehouse? Get the fuck out of here. Is this a fucking remix? I've heard, I think I've heard this song, but in a different way before. Hold on a second. I've heard this beat before. Either this comes from something else, or the thing that I heard this from, probably more than likely, the thing I heard this from got that from this. Yeah, we should very rarely be getting raw beef. Couple more apples. Love to see it. Got a ways to go for that still. Should probably collect some wheat now that I'm thinking about it. And get some more cow. We should also use these seeds for chicken, because we're running low on chicken. If I did any more to this farm, we probably would have been fucking lagging the game out. We got so much shit going on up here that the game's like, whoa, whoa, easy there. You're moving too fast for me, brother. Easy there. Oh, I wanted to give the pig some carrots, too. I actually really like the design of this place. At first I thought it might not be as simplistic as it actually turned out to be. But it's definitely grown on me. It's kind of wild how many seeds you end up getting from the wheat as well. Don't think we need that many, but you never know. I don't know if we'll harvest all of them. Like, we really don't need to. Honestly, this is probably good enough. I'm glad that that doesn't actually push you down as fast as I was worried it would, so you can make a couple of mistakes like that and not have to pop up and then drop down and break the thing, so then you got to get the hoe and fix it. Hey, greetings, a good day, Relatives. How are you doing today? I've been looking at your Apex shit, man. Solos is wild. Along it, I that's been my whole week basically. Feels like a long ass nap instead of actually getting sleep. Really? Maybe I'll be getting luck then for whatever reason, because for the last couple of days while you've been popping off, I've been eating shit. Ooh. Yeah, solos will do that. Honestly, solos will do that in a BR. That's not promising. Did they do any changes or anything like that? Like, did they do any stealth buffs, stealth nerfs, or some shit like that? Or is it literally just RNG? Yeah, constant landing and dying. Okay. That's basically what I've been experiencing. It makes you think what the hell these people are doing, because they obviously have people around them. Why in the hell are they looking at the people that are just dropping down instead of going after the people? If you're talking about dropping down and not being able to pick up any loot and getting dropped, right? Nice! Damn. Popping off. 1,000 kills for the season? How much? Wait. That was for... You've been playing the shit out of this game then. Because I'm doing the math. You've been popping off on games too, don't get me wrong. But you have definitely been playing this game a lot. Because I'm like, wait a minute. The season's been out for like a week or two, right? And then I'm like, alright, so if every game you get is at least 5 kills, which I don't think that's the case, tomorrow is a week. Why does it feel like it's been out for longer? Oh, this week has felt long. That's why. Like we're about halfway through the month, and it feels like we're a lot farther into the month than that. All right, never mind. I was like, man, that's a lot of games. Fuck off. That, yep, nope. That is one of the, yeah, Nope. That's why I was saying that. I was like, nope, I'm noped out at that point. I can't. 3,500 kills for the season. That is a lot of dedication. That's the most positive way I can put that is a lot of dedication. I would not have that much dedication. I honestly also think that I don't think I can handle battle royales like I used to, if I'm being honest. Right? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think it's one of the reasons why I've been getting a little bit angry at Apex. More so than like I'll play a couple of games and I'm expecting to get absolutely dunked on. I do, and I get aggravated. Not even because I'm dying, but just because, like, I fucking know that no matter what I did in that situation, I was going to die because of this reason. And that's why I'm getting mad. Because I don't even have a chance to fight back. Like, I fight back on somebody, and then 2 other people come out from behind and just fucking blast it all over me. And I'm like, fuck, man. I guess I'll come back down and see what... And I'm dead. Awesome. Great. Fucking wonderful. Oh, the 4th person. The 4th person that just showed up to the party killed me. Okay. Solos is a chaotic mess. And I kind of like it, but at the same time, it pisses me off. Chickens, chickens and cows. Chickens and cows, chickens and cows. Chickens and cows, chickens and cows. Oh, I got the 420 hours in Apex recently. Yeah. I mean... You know what's funny? The reason why, one of the biggest reasons why I enjoy extraction shooters way more than battle royales is because you can leave whenever the fuck you want. As long as you can make it out of there, you're good. You leave. You win. That's how I view... If I get out of a zone with more than I went into it, if I made profit, I won. You know what I mean? And you can lose a bunch before you win and make up for all the losses. In a BR, if you lose, you lose. There's no way to come out of that with any sort of a W, you know? You also don't need to kill a single person in an extraction shooter. You can go in, get some shit, get out, and you won. You'd obviously have to be, like, it's challenging to do it, but you can go through and beat a battle royale without killing a single individual. It's not going to be fun to do that. It's gonna be fucking annoying. In all honesty, where the hell? Where'd that go? Hold on. Anyway. I don't know where that fell to. Ghost Creeper? There was a creeper down here, right? Alright, my cattle. Come to me. And now the chickens. Where are the chickens? Over there. Okay, good. I was like, where are the chickens? Come to me. Come to me, my chickens. Oh, I was watching a video that a couple of my buddies were talking about, where dude was talking about how they have chicken, ducks, and a couple of geese, right? The reason why is because the chicken and the ducks just would get ate by everything, right? But the geese won't mess with the chicken or the ducks, but will fuck up anything that tries to fuck with them. So if, like, a weasel tries to get in there and eat one of the ducks, the goose would be like, "The fuck you doing, bitch?" and fuck it up. I was like, that is hilarious to me. I love that. Because geese are bastards. Goose, whatever. They're bastards. That's funny to me, though. One of those who learn something new every day moments. Let me put some of this shit away. Past the warehouse. I don't know. I might maybe another short one today. Because there's a couple things we can watch. That much I'm aware of. But this week has been, the last 2 weeks have been very tiring weeks, to say the least. I kind of just want to sit back and chill. You can kind of get a little bit of feel about what I want to do because I'm getting quiet here, that I don't have anything to talk about. I'm just like playing the game. Nothing wrong with that, of course, but I don't like doing that. That's not the type of creator that I am personally. I'm debating whether or not I want to put seeds. I could put another chest down, I guess. I'll use dark oak for this. I thought about it. I'm like, no, because this is something we'll be harvesting regardless. Give me 2 chests. All right. I want a row of each type of plant there, just in case. Like a little bit of a storage thing there. Alright, we have more than enough for now. I was worried about the conversion there, and I do not need to be worried at all about the conversion there. Holy shit. I keep forgetting that it's 1 to 8 or whatever, where 1 block of regular coal can burn 8 things. As a result, we're getting a lot more bang for the buck that you think you're getting. Especially when it's automated. Because a full stack can do 8 stacks. And in one of those chests, you can get, what is it? Is it 9? No. Is it 9 stacks? By 9 stacks? Not 100% sure. I'm gonna harvest this shit because it's been a while since I've harvested and it looks like it's all grown again. Does it grow any higher than this or no? I don't think it does. I love it when you do it, like you've done it so many times, you can do it perfectly.
Reach for core power and recover with 26 grams
Love
of
that.
protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Proud partner of Team USA. Visit corepower.com.
Game presents a tale of longing and long-lasting scent. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Add Gain scent beads for an even longer-lasting scent.
Okay, total body smell check. Pits.
I absolutely love how they're doing commercials. It's like, this person's the love of my life or whatever, based off of a smell alone. I disagree. I disagree with the statement that you just made. You are a fool, and you should feel foolish.
Shop Old Spice Total Body Deodorant.
It just takes a sip. The day is brighter, the sun feels sunnier, the music gets louder. The vibes get, summerier? Well, wherever you're headed, one ice-cold sip of...
Yeah, like I said, what I can go through what I kind of plan to do again in this next. Like, you kind of see what I'm going to plan on doing. I'm going to finish up doing the, like, staircase thing over there. I'm going to finish ripping this down and working on the underground mob spawner, which should be a little bit more efficient than the above ground one. I'm also going to try and find all of the tunnels and light up every single tunnel that is around this area, at least around a 100 block radius of this area. And there's quite a few that I am aware of, because there's probably one or two in the mountain that I got to go through and light up. And then there's probably a couple underground that I got to worry about. I'm going to move down to the AFK fish farm. I might actually want to bring down some more chests. Hold on, I have a plan. I have a plan! Fun fact, didn't realize I had that still. Have not been using these for as long as I have, and I knew I had more somewhere around here that I just couldn't remember having. We've got 8 of these. Alright. Not that big of a deal, but I still wanted to get all this shit. The downside is if we're too close to this location, it might screw up some of the individual populations we have going on. Not this way. It's the other way. Also, you can tell I was kind of working on a cart system for mines. I'll have to worry about that more later. As you can see, I was starting to take up some of the obsidian here, but I need to like put a thing of water down and then do it that way. Or like figure out a better method. The super baby. I watched somebody go through Metal Gear Solid 1 recently. Started to do a quote. The super baby method. Super baby method. We don't have a... We have scaffolding. That'll work. Hmm? Has to break that. A mega chest is what I'm making. Could make it to where it sorts the shit out too, right? Hmm. And then one more, which we'll have to put hell do I have so much jungle wood for? What? That's kind of wild. We can get one more. All right, I think we're good. Let me see if it'll work if I do this with tape. And then I think we're gonna wrap up. Normally I'd be doing a react to anything today, but I think I'm gonna do what I've done over the past couple days and get the rest that I need to get and go from there. Because today was a busy driving day as well. One more catch. Anytime now. Hello? Thank you. But yeah, I'll probably set that up for AFK fish farming later. When we do eventually get done with this, I'll figure out what game I'm playing next. For Monday, it'll probably be 7 Days to Die, because 7 Days to Die is actually close to official 1.0 release or whatever it is. So that'll probably replace this. But I'll probably play a good portion of it in creative while I ramble. And then after I'm done building a base, I'll play the game proper. In quotation marks. Because I think it'll be fun to do something like that, because I normally don't do that, but this has made me a little bit more pliable to do creative mode. Like I said, next week we're going to be at the main game, at the very least, will be Elden Ring. Whether or not I also play Fallout 3, I'm not sure. I think Fallout 3, the Game of the Year edition, or whatever the hell they call it, is actually free from Amazon Prime right now, and you can get it from Amazon through GOG. So whether or not I'm going to play the GOG version or not will basically be whether or not I want to have mods on it. Because if I think it'll be easier to mod it on the GOG version than it will be on the Epic version of Fallout 3. I'll look into it this week and go from there. If at any point I decide to go live this week, it will be, there probably won't be a webcam. I'll probably be editing video or doing artwork and listening to music and just chilling and having a good time, and I'll probably have the mic on at the very least. But if I do any streams like that on my off days, they won't be they'll just be way more chill. Like if somebody shows up and goes, "Hey, how's it going?" That's when I'll talk. Because those aren't going to be for YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, I do thank you for stopping by if you made it this far, and I hope you enjoyed your stay here at the Kingdom. If you're new here and you haven't already, links in the description below. Catch me on my other YouTube site as well. I'm starting to get more edited content done. I'll probably do some editing tonight, in all honesty. Longer than yesterday, I think, hilariously enough. Or around the same time, not sure. Regardless, Twitch as well, I do thank you for stopping by, and I do hope you enjoyed. If you're new here and you haven't already, be sure to become a citizen today via subscribing to this channel, as well as my main channel. Links will be down in the description below through all my links for YouTube, like I said, or exclamation point links like so for those on Twitch. Be sure to follow me on Twitch and catch me when I go live at 6 p.m. EST EDT for Friday through Monday. Invite link to the community Discord to get the most accurate notifications of whenever I do go live. If I'm going to be a little bit late or early to a stream outside of a half hour, or as long as I know I'm going to be late, as well as whatever else catch your fancy through all my links. Until next time, officially or unofficially, more than likely it'll be officially on Friday, with Elden Ring to start. That is going to be it for me, for you, YouTube and Twitch. Have yourselves a good one. Until next time, take care.